Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box, the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Thursday, the 29th of December. The year's quickly coming to a close, and matter of fact, tomorrow is the last trading day of the year. And today was an interesting day. The market continues to drift lower, with several of the stocks we follow doing great. But let's take a look at the indices first. You can see that over the last couple of days, we've come down hard in an orderly channel. Tried to break out late in the day, but had a rising wedge, which I consider bearish until and if take 49.20 out with a thrust. We'll see if that happens tomorrow, or whether or not this is the bigger channel right here, and that's what it leads to lower levels. We got to be real careful in here. The breakdown should get us quickly down to 48.88, 48.90 on the NDX. S&P at this point, if it doesn't get going soon, could easily drop to 22.40 and maybe much lower than that. If we get below 22.40, we're in free fall. And if the NDX gets say below the 48.90, 40 down here below that level, if it does not hold here, you can start to fall down to the bottom of the channel. As you can see, I've drawn a mid-channel line in here on the NDX. We're right on support and lateral support as well. Critical area for the NASDAQ 100. The S&P as well. Looking at the way this looks now, you can see that across this band is a key level of support. We've already broken the trend line after 5 waves, so it's always dangerous. Let's move to the charts of the day. Take a look at CETX, which has been awesome for me and for us. Great trade here in June, July, and then it went through this long, funky pattern. It broke out in October and pulled back, but never broke down below support. Key for me. Consolidated, broke out again. I gave another swing on it. It broke back for 2 days. Held support at the moving averages. Formed a wedge. Had a breakaway gap a week ago. It's been going up nearly every other day since, and you can see that on the up days, the volume has been solid. Today was a huge day for the stock. As it ran up over 7, closed up 15.6% on 1 3/4 million. That's very big. Just looking at the angle of ascent, if this is the case, the mid-channel line comes in about 8. We should see, or could see that tomorrow. But I'm looking for a stock to get into the low to mid-teens eventually. This could be a big one, so keep your eye on it. CNAT, interesting pattern. First, the pop, big gap, 2-day pull back on low volume, and the big pop again for 2 days, a better volume, and then a pullback flag for 2 days on lower volume. For me, it acts great. Now, I don't know whether this is going to continue to consolidate for a while, or whether it gets a 1, 2, 3, 4 quick fifth wave into the 7, 8 zone, my near-term target. There's 6.6 days to cover, and this area up here represents a fairly big resistance zone that could thwart the advance, but that would be up in the 7, 8 zone. I'm sure we'll all take that. How about that DRAM of late? Look at this move it's had. In the last, let's call it 5 weeks, from 80 cents to nearly 3. I reached yesterday 288. So it's up about 250% in about 5 weeks. Obviously, with a huge volume yesterday of 11 million shares, and today was an inside day. After a move like that, we often see pullbacks like this, but that's not the case now. Something is brewing here. We have resistance at 320.25, my near-term target, and then if it blows through that 3.25 area with any kind of real big energy, 4 and 5 aren't out of the question. This is now a gold stock. EBS. I put a swing on it, as you know, and when the breakout came, and it moved up nicely for a couple days. But I think the problem is that a little bit too far too fast, and EBS pulled back as a result. From the original recommendation of 33.25, it got up to 36.64 for 3 points, 3 and a third. And pull back. Now I had a target, support all the way down here at 29.5. I wanted to give it leeway because I felt it could pull back, but the orderly retrace in a nice flag pattern on low volume has me thinking this is the perfect base breakout and pullback. If the moving average is crossing over and it's moving on up, I would give this serious attention. I think right in this zone here is key support around 32. Love to see it hold 31.5, 32 zone. The target's at 37, 41. And then 44.45. I like the way this looks. It's a nice setup. Also highly thought of by some institutional clients of mine, and 8.7 days to cover. A good possible combination. We'll see what happens. The ERI is looking pretty intriguing. After this big run up, and then that pullback in September, October, it held at $10, 10.5 range. It exploded up to near 17 with a high of 16.80 or so several times, including today's high of 16.85. 16.85 is the highest it's reached, and it did it on a couple, 3 occasions. So What I'd watch for is if this breaks out of this ascending little coil, this could run right into the 18.5, even 21 zone. Those are my next two targets. There's almost 12 days to cover. There could be a squeeze going on here, and it's a beautiful long-term chart. Semiconductor stock EXAR looking very good. The breakout came here out of the base, a little bit of a pullback falling wedge, and a larger wedge, and a breakout with stair step, and a rollback when the semiconductors got hit in early November. That held and created a new trend line, which for me indicates the possibility that this is now the angle of ascent and a big one, which could take this to 12.5, 14, 15 zone at some point. Maybe not too far distant future. Today was a good day for it, up 60 cents or almost 6%. Volume was better, 415,000 isn't huge, but pretty good volume for it. But it did take it out of a little coil pattern right in here. Targeting 12.5 and 14, as I said, there's 3 days to cover short. Silver stocks and gold stocks in the forefront today. EXK popped 45 cents, that's 13%, 3.4 million. This looks like a stock that came out of a falling wedge here after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave decline, and it's on its way back. However, pay close attention on this one to 415. That's your near-term target, resistance, and if you can get through that, then you're looking at 4.5 and 5. But for now, keep an eye on this one. It's quite intriguing to me. GDX is the ETF for gold miners, and massive move down, big move up, 140 million shares today. That is monstrous volume. On an update, that's the biggest update I've seen since back here in June when it also exploded. That one led to higher prices. This might very well as well. Take a look where the 50-day is and where lateral resistance is. This is a resistance zone, and yet we still have the declining tops line at 22 3/4. So that would be my near-term target. If it blows to that, we're looking at a $26 stock. I'm not sure if gold's going to do it this time, but it sure looks like it wants to. The volume is huge up here for most of the gold, not only stock but ETFs. I'll show you some more. Here's GDXJ, an explosive move on 45 million shares, taking it up 9% plus. The short-term declining tops line or falling wedge here, and the 21-day moving average and lateral price support all taken out and closed above, which could very well lead to an extended move up towards 36, 37. That's my next target. As long as we're on the goals, let's stick with it. JNUG, a whopping 69 million shares, the biggest volume ever traded in stock ever on what looks like a follow-through reversal day, which took out, first we filled the gap yesterday, today it went through key resistance and is about to test this spike high here at about 704. We may get that early tomorrow. That's my near-term target, followed by 8. And 7 3/4 may be problematical because of the major declining channel top. We'll see. The 50-day moving average comes in about 835. So there's room to run on this one yet. But if it does reach that very quickly, that would be overbought short-term. Look for a pullback retest for a better entry. Newmont Mining, a major miner that we follow, actually broke out today. Went through not only all three moving averages and the lateral price resistance right there, but closed very, very well on 12 million shares. Looking for a follow through to 37 and then 39 on this one could be intriguing. That's a quality gold miner there. The other gold miner I want gold mining ETF is Nugget, of course. Nugget looking very similar to JNUG. They're both sister ETFs. JNUG was up 27.5%, while Nugget was up 23%. Still a damn good there. 88.8 million shares. How about that? And that's the biggest volume ever traded on up day as well, following a week ago when it was the biggest volume ever traded on the down day. So it could be selling climax, exhaustion gap, turn it around, pop breakout 2 days ago, follow through today. This is going to be a tough area. 980.85 is my target. There's also the declining 50-day moving average at 985. If this gets up as high as 985 tomorrow, think about exiting for a pullback opportunity and a better entry point. And just one silver I'm going to show you, in addition to the other one I showed you, EXK, SLW. On 9 million shares, which is a big volume for that stock, the stock exploded right up to the moving average, took out the declining tops line, and let's just say the resistance is right there. Perhaps this may get a pullback in this zone since the declining channel top is somewhere in that zone of up around, say, 21, 21 and a quarter. But potentially a good turnaround there too. Okay, let's move down to GEO. Now, this was a swing trade. I put GEO out a little while ago. Let's see, that was about November the, it's about just about election time. There it is, at November the 11th at 30:15 with a target of 34.5, and then 38. The 34.5 was reached right there. And then it's consolidating. Look how tight this flag is, and today it popped a little bit. I think it's trying to get through, and if it does, I'm looking for 38.9 zone, my next target coming up shortly. That's a damn good chart. 4 days to cover short. In swing trade, Hudson may have climbed out of this wedge today. Take a look at this little wedgie with these declining tops lines. Draw your line perfectly there, and you'll see we stuck our head out today and closed. It was right there at the high for the day, indicating to me the possibility that resistance is about to be taken out right in that area. And if it does follow through, look for a quick test of the 8.5 range to retest that double top right in that area. And then I'm looking for 9 3/4 10. But ultimately, if it continues to move in this channel and gets a move similar to what we had here or here, you could very well see 10, maybe even 12. Copen, this junior little semiconductor is acting great. After coming down at 280, closed at near the high of 293. Only up a couple cents, but positive on the day and a reversal day. So I think this may be headed higher, but we got to get it up through 3. And once that occurs, look for 3 1/4, and then I'm going to be looking for upwards of 3 3/4. With 10.6 days to cover, this one looks like it's accelerating. We're about to. And former swing trade LMAT doing great. We give it to you in here. Look at that breakaway gap out of this wedge. Flag, run up, pull back, pop, wedge, and pop, and then wedge again. Today, stuck its head out above it and broke out with a small gain of 34 cents. But this is an all-time high, and we're reaching new all-time highs in a rising channel. The angle of ascent right now looks pretty steep, but even a run to this top here will get you to 29, excuse me, maybe even 35 eventually. Good looking chart. Big day for MBLY today. They did a major partnership deal. The stock exploded out of the falling wedge with a bit of a breakaway gap. And net was up 342, or almost 10% on 9 million. That's the biggest volume on an up day since August. And more importantly, it blew through 3 moving averages with that move today and took out the declining tops line. So my target near term, 41 and 43. And folks, that's going to be it for tonight. You guys have a great evening. Let's make some money tomorrow. TGIF. I'll talk to you then. Bye for now.